Hey guys, Millie here. I am so excited to be coming to you live, surrounded by all these beautiful flowers that were given to me for my birthday yesterday. I am officially 31 and I am surrounded by beauty and love, and I'm so grateful. And so I wanted to pop on here and just talk to you quickly about 3 limiting beliefs that are blocking your ability to up level. And these are 3 beliefs that are super common. I see them all the time. I've dealt with them personally, so I'm almost certain that you're going to relate. So the first one that I'm sure all of us feel even more than usual these days is that we feel this belief that we need more time in order to create the life of our dreams. But I hate to break it to you, you're probably never going to have more time. It's one of those things that it's like a law that the amount of open space we have in our schedules will always get filled up. There is actually a law that a task will expand to the time allotted, and that's why when we give ourselves a small amount of time or we have like a deadline and we procrastinate till the last minute, oftentimes we always still end up completing the task. So what that means is we have to stop focusing on time as a limitation and focus on our desire instead. What do we most desire to be doing with our time? And we have to be so lit up by those things that we will always manage to find the time. And that's what I've found. So for personal story, personal experience, when I was running Junior Foxes, I often found burdened by the tasks that I had to do. And I realized it was because I was excited about the idea of having a business. I just wasn't super excited about the idea of that business necessarily. So it felt like work, and I was always stressing about finding the time and not looking forward to the time that I had to put in. So it felt really stressful, and that felt like a block for me because I still wanted the business to be successful. I just felt like I didn't have enough time to do everything I wanted to do in order for the business to be successful. So if we can stop focusing on needing more time before we get started, that will be even more helpful for us. Because if this is a limiting belief that is preventing you from starting the thing that you want to start, then we got to cut that off right at the bud. So basically, you have to just jump in. Time, like I said at the beginning, your time is never going to expand unless you are focusing on doing things that you really are lit up by. Because when we do that, we can actually increase time. Because I'm sure that we've all experienced this, that when we're doing something that we love, it seems like time stands still. That's when we're in that flow state, right? So we have to stop focusing on the limitations of time and start focusing on the things that help feel like time is expanding, right? So when we do the things we desire, we get into the flow state. That's how we can bust that limiting belief. Excuse me. Okay, second belief is, hold on a second here, I had them pulled up. 2, that you feel like you need to study or learn more or get some kind of certification. And I'm also super guilty of this too. I felt like when I had my personal training certification, I felt like I needed to layer on more and more, and then I switched to nutrition, and then I did this, and then I felt like I needed to get a life coaching certification, and I just kept going and going, and I was like, I still love to read, but I would devour books and just like, I need more, I need to be an expert, I need this, I need that, like so many preconditions for me to feel worthy of teaching the things I wanted to teach or do the things that I wanted to do. So I was putting these limiting beliefs on myself that I needed more credibility before I could get started. But really all that is a fear of unworthiness, a fear that, we're not going to do it right, a fear of failure. But let me tell you this, failure and not doing it right is a part of the process. It's so necessary. We need to fail. We need to go out and stumble. Like, we wouldn't expect a child to just stand up and start walking without stumbling. We need to do those things in order to learn the lessons that we need to learn, to have our eyes open, to have our perspective shifts. Perspective shifts are literally miracles, guys. So the faster we're willing to fail, the faster we're willing to just put ourselves out there and learn how to walk with fear, with courage, the quicker we're going to get the results that we want, the quicker we're going to learn what we actually really love and what we don't love, and we're going to be able to pursue and expand. And also another thing too is that we can't just sit and hope for clarity, right? Like, action breeds clarity. So the faster you can get out there and start offering content or getting on video, you don't have to get on video necessarily, but just putting out the work and just taking the steps toward it, the more you're going to find those inspired action steps in front of you popping up, the more you're going to see those synchronistic things popping up in front of you that you'll be able to take advantage of, that will never show themselves if you continue to put your head down and study and obsess about things that you don't have enough of in order to start moving forward. Okay, and then the third one is that you feel like you need to get organized before you can get started. Like, you feel like, everything is so hectic and you just feel like you can't even get started until you have all your ducks in a row. This is very dangerous. My husband, Junior, if you know him, he always likes to kind of poke fun at me because before I used to do this exact thing where he would be like, you always need to go and buy all your binders and buy all your dividers and your post-it notes and your highlighters, and then you spend all your time organizing yourself, but you don't actually make the progress that you want to be making because you're busying yourself with this busy work. And now I must make this disclaimer. It can be very energetically freeing to clean a space or organize something in order to free up some kind of energetic space and clutter in your energetic field. However, don't use this as an excuse not to actually take the big scary steps and not move forward with your next inspired action step. So make sure that you're not using this idea that you don't have your ducks in a row, you're not ready. Essentially, there's never going to be a better time. You will never you will never necessarily be more prepared than you are right now. So stop using this as a limiting belief to holding yourself back. It's always the best time. Like I said before, action breeds clarity, right? So the more that we can take these steps, the faster we're going to get to our destination, because we will learn what we don't like, what we do like, what we really want to do instead, where we want to pivot, which directions we want to go in, and we'll be able to get more clarity on our dreams. And the more clarity that we have, the faster we can magnetize those things to ourselves. And another thing too is that action in the direction of whatever it is we want also breeds confidence, because inaction and sitting and twiddling our thumbs and worrying and being in the energy of fear is a state of lack, it's a state of scarcity, and it damages our self-worth as well. Okay, so building self-trust, building self-worth, we have to take these actions, these big scary steps, because that is what makes us trust ourselves. That's what makes us realize that we can rely on ourselves. Okay, so very important. These three are big, heavy hitters, and I hope you take a minute to reflect on this, maybe grab your journal out and see what's coming up for you while I've been talking about this. And also, I would love to invite you guys. Today is December 23rd. If you're watching this later, then just ignore. But coming up, I've got my quantum goal setting workshop, which is called Party Like It's 1999, and it's going to be a super fun 2 hour long workshop style. And by workshop, I mean like we're going to do some work right in the workshop. And it's going to be the quantum goal setting process that I use to get into the feeling state of the goals that I am calling in, the things that I'm calling in, the ways that I want to feel in my life. And we are going to flip the traditional goal setting process on its head, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's December 29th, Tuesday, December 29th at 12 noon EST, and it's only $22. I reduced the price to $22 in celebration of my birthday, which was yesterday on the 22nd, and I hope you join me. So wherever you're watching this video, you will be able to find the link to join that, and I look forward to having you there. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.